Alright, so as I'm sure you guys have heard by now, this game is a complete and utter disappointment. And honestly, I'm no different. And I could have forgiven a bad story, okay? I could have forgiven some janky mechanics. I could have even forgiven the bugs that could be fixed and patched later on. But you guys know me. If you've been following this channel since 2020 when I was making wishlist videos for Saints Row 5, as it was called back in the day, and things I wanted to see and things I was hoping for, the one thing I cannot forgive is a lifeless, empty, cardboard cutout of a world, and it brings me no joy to tell you here that that's exactly what we got. We got basically a movie set to go out and explore. That's what Santo Ileso is, and it's such a shame because in the trailers and the promotional material, I should have known. It was pretty naive of me and of quite a few of us, but it is lifeless, okay? Like, all the NPCs, they just feel so lazy. They feel copy-pasted just like Steelport. I'm so disappointed by that. And even worse than that, yes, there's some variety and some cool locations to check out. It gets stale in 2 seconds. It's not like Saints Row 2 where you can walk into a laundromat and be wowed with all the detail and all the stuff going on. Like, everybody just feels so lazily put in the world, okay? Everybody's either on their phone or just walking around. A couple of stuff like Mariachi Band is kind of cool, but like, again, it just all gets so repetitive. There's no variety. In Saints Row 2, you could go anywhere and not know what you'd find. Every location has so much different stuff and so many different people doing different things. Here, there's almost nothing, and this is the worst part to me, is the enterable buildings. There are almost none of them, okay? I tried so much, and other YouTubers have tried. There's almost no enterable buildings in free roam, which is such a shame because there's some really cool casino districts and places that would have been awesome to visit. The best you can do is you can take like the elevator up to go to the top of a building and wingsuit off of it, which is kind of cool. But again, it's one of those things that gets stale after you do it twice. So that's just a huge disappointment. But my worst fear, the one thing I said for 2+ years that Volition could not afford to do, they did it, okay? And to me, this is just, like, that's what makes open world games special to me, is doing the opposite of what Volition has done here with the new Saints Row. And it's such a shame because, like, usually when developers cut corners like this in this part of the game, like, really adding detail and making sure the world feels alive and lived in and it's living and breathing and that the world would continue to exist without you, like, when they don't do that, it's usually because they're pouring in that time and that effort into another part of the game to make that great. I don't see it here. Where was the other stuff put into? I mean, you've got a bunch of activities like insurance fraud and stuff, and the story, which is really short. The extra time certainly didn't go there. So where did it go? Was it all just lazy from the beginning? Was it the budget that wasn't in? I don't understand what it was, but I mean, to me, like I said, there's so much stuff that I could have excused for this game. This is not it for me. This is the one thing I needed them to do. I needed them to have a vibrant world that was full of life. I need them not to recreate Stillwater, but to give me a playground that was fun to play in. Not just a playground that was fun to look at, which is what we got. And I'm so disappointed in that. And I mean, for those of us who waited years and years and years for this game, OG fans, even just fans of the series in general, I mean, the least they could have done was give us a fun playground, interactive, that feels like they put a effort into it. Like, I don't want to undermine the developers, and I know that they did put a ton of work into this game, but, like, there's no way they didn't know what the fans wanted. They knew what the fans wanted for this project, what the fans needed to get back on the bandwagon for Saints Row, to start loving it again. And they just disregarded it blatantly. And again, I mean, RPG Gameplay said it best in his first impressions video. Those who were hoping and wondering this game would be like in between Saints Row 2 and 3, no, man. I mean, it's closer to between Saints Row 3 and 4. It's like Saints Row 3.5. But, like, with even less effort. And I'm a huge fan of Saints Row the Third. I love it. And even that game, there were some corners cut, I think, in terms of the open world and things like that. Enterable buildings. Like, I hate that I can't go in that stadium in Saints Row the Third. But here it's even worse. And for a 2022 game that's coming out on the Series X and the PS5, it's just unacceptable here. And I'm just really disappointed in it. I want to know what you guys think about this, but hey, if there's new stuff you guys discovered, like if you guys discovered the Volition Island, where you can find the cave with the Volition statue inside, or the sea monster swimming in the water, stuff like that, or the toxic waste pool in Saints Row 2, like there's so much stuff, and I don't see much of it at all here, and it's such a disappointment, and I don't even know what to say. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one.